I have an idea for an expansion that the players will love.
Let's hear it.
Players run caravans of supplies for the Blue Ridge Trading Company, and they get rewards for doing it.
Sounds like a good start. Give me the details.
Well, to start the event, players discover an outpost for the Blue Ridge Trading Company.
Stop there. That's too easy. Let's have them discover a super mutant camp with a bunch of dead prisoners, kill the super mutants, search the corpses for loot, find a caravan operator, steal the cargo, and then return it to Blue Ridge for a reward.
Okay, so then they discover the outpost. We're calling it the Blue Ridge Trading Post.
I don't like that name. It's too descriptive.
Isn't descriptive good?
Sometimes, but not always. Let's call it Milepost 0.
Like the bar in Denver?
Exactly. Maybe we can get free drinks from them for the interns who make content for the Atomic Shop. That'll save some budget, right?
Do we even have an office in Denver?
No, but there's a building with a company who has a name like ours, and that's close enough. Continue.
So they arrive at Milepost 0 and they meet a woman named Sandy.
Name her Marley.
Why?
Because I like Martha Stewart.
Okay, so they meet Marley, and she is super grateful that they returned the cargo, and she offers them a job.
Nope.
Nope.
Marley is suspicious of the player, bordering on nasty.
Okay, does she give them a reward?
Nope. She just makes them pay money.
To join the outpost?
To buy the outpost.
Maybe invest in the outpost.
Okay, they invest in it, but we tell them that they own it. It's like the stock market.
Why?
Because they won't know the difference. Continue.
So they invest in the outpost, and Marley very quickly gives them options to expand the outpost or run more caravans.
That seems like a good idea, but the players should really spend time to get to know Marley. Let's expand her dialogue.
By how much?
At least 2 minutes. Players log chatty NPCs.
Okay, so Marley slowly tells them a lot of information that they don't need to hear, and then she lets them run caravans of different sizes.
Too fast. We want the players to feel like they've earned it. Have them run a small caravan a bunch of times, earn a bunch of rewards, and then expand the outpost before they can run large caravans. And make sure that Marley asks for their help and then yells at them if they give it. It will instill a sense of familiarity, like when they're talking to their mom.
Okay, what do you mean by expand the outpost?
Players love expanding things. Let's bring in more chatty NPCs to do different things.
Okay, how about someone to handle the Brahmin? Maybe make them faster or more resilient.
Excellent.
And maybe someone to handle different kinds of goods to change the value of the cargo being delivered?
Let's double click on that for a second. How about if instead of affecting the Brahmin's cargo, we make that person a vendor who sells plans that the players can buy once, or items that they don't need like bulk junk? Yeah, let's do that. And then let's put her in a back corner of the outpost behind a door where she's really difficult to find.
Okay, so we have those two people and
an ammo trader.
An ammo trader?
Yes. He could be a ghoul, so we hit our BEI target for the season, and he can sell ammo to the player.
Do players buy ammo?
Of course they buy ammo. Every player who has played for long enough to survive in this game is always out of ammo. This will make their lives so much easier. They're going to thank us for it.
But if he only sells ammo, he's not much different than a train station vendor or an ammo machine.
Then have them sell plans for a weapon too. Maybe a new weapon from that bulk that we added in the last season. And a quest to unlock the weapon.
I'm not sure that's enough to justify his existence.
Then how about if we introduce some story drama and make him from the UK?
I'm still not sure that's enough.
Then he would be Marley's father too. Players will love that.
But he's a ghoul.
Well, obviously, he fathered Marley before he became a ghoul. Do your job.
Sorry, sir. So players unlock additional NPCs, they're running caravans, and then...
Hang on. Who said anything about unlocking?
They don't unlock them?
Let's have them spend the caravan rewards on them instead, so they feel like they're working towards a better future, just like we are here at Bethesda.
But the rewards aren't spendable things. They're legendary modules, legendary script, and treasure rate notes, along with plans for rare weapons and outfits.
Well, let's change that. How many currencies do we have in a game?
I'm not exactly sure. Maybe 12 or 15?
Precisely. That's not enough. Let's introduce a new currency and make it so that they can only spend it to upgrade the outpost by purchasing NPCs.
What should we call it?
Oh, I had a genius idea. Let's just pay the player a percentage of the supplies that they ran in the caravan, and then they can use the supplies to upgrade the outpost by purchasing NPCs or upgrading them to do slightly more interesting things.
Buying NPCs, sir? Is that the message we want to send to the players?
You are right. I'm so glad you thought of that. Instead of buying, we'll call it hiring, even though they only ever get paid once. Actually, to make it easier, have the player only pay Marley, who will magically make the other NPCs appear. It's not really slavery, it's pro bono work, or maybe an internship like the rest of the Fallout 76 development team.
Can players spend supplies on other things in the game?
Are you crazy? That would make them valuable. No, we want them to spend supplies to upgrade the outpost, And after they've fully upgraded the outpost, make sure that the supplies have no further value. In fact, make sure that they can only carry a maximum of 1,000 supplies, so that after they've run enough caravans, the only reason to keep doing it will be for the fun and the camaraderie.
I like that, sir. Our focus group of 10-year-old girls said that they like the team aspect of this event, and if we are now rewarding them with a new currency, I think it will be well received that everyone gets an equal share.
An equal share of the rewards?
Well, yes, sir.
Oh no, we can't do that. That would be socialist. We're capitalists here. The player who starts the caravan gets all the rewards. The players who help them out get 20%.
20%?
You're right, 20% is too much. 10%. It's like management. I make more money than you, even though you do as much for more work than I do. Think of it as training for the real world for those 10-year-old girls.
So we have 3 new NPCs who now give rewards to the player in exchange for supplies, but the player might end up with more supplies than they can spend. Perhaps we can have a 4th NPC that's responsible for the upkeep and decoration of the outpost.
That's a great idea, except make it a child. A teenage boy, so that focus group of yours has someone to swoon over.
A boy, sir?
Well, maybe he's a boy. He hasn't decided yet. That way we can hit our gender neutrality quota for the season.
Won't the child be seen as exploitative, sir?
You're right. So let's give him a robot to protect him, one of those big sentry bots. Then no one will take advantage of him, and it totally makes sense that a boy smart enough to reprogram a hostile sentry bot would be spending his time decorating an abandoned outpost with a bunch of cows and smelly incestuous NPCs. Love it.
And after this child is finished decorating everything, since players can't spend supplies anywhere else, can they convert them to another usable currency or use them to pay for future caravans?
Well, technically, they're already trading caps and time for supplies.
I don't think time is a currency, sir.
It is in this game. Our players get the best ROI on their time. That's our mission statement, or at least it will be when I'm the CEO. But you're right, they're going to run out of supplies.
Maybe another NPC that sells ultra-rare plans and materials. We could tie her to ultra-legendary enemies in the game, like some sort of cryptid.
Yes, that's a great idea, but let's not actually put her in the game.
I'm sorry, sir?
We can announce her, and she can sell other things that players don't need, like Wendigo teeth and mysterious quills. That way, players can save their supplies and buy her from Marley later if we ever release her at all.
Sounds good, sir. Can we go over how the caravans work?
Sure, let's hear it.
Well, when a player starts a caravan, the game picks a route between 2 inhabited locations on the map. Small caravans use short, safer routes, and large caravans use longer, more dangerous routes. The more dangerous routes have better rewards.
Anywhere on the map?
Yes, sir, that made the most sense when we were designing it.
Let's not do that. The programming efforts to implement that will be huge, and if they fail, you might lose your job. What's the new region that we just expanded to? Starlight Valley?
Skyline Valley.
That's what I said. Let's run the routes bear inspect. It's a new area, so players will expect bugs, and we can use that to hide the fact that all of our code is written by ChatGPT.
We don't have enough destinations in Skyline Valley to make enough unique routes.
That's not a problem. It's the solution. Let's have them start and stop at random locations. Players can deliver their cargo to a pile of unguarded boxes on the side of the road.
If the boxes are unguarded, why don't the enemies just steal the cargo from the destination?
The enemies in the game aren't that smart. Our Indian AI is barely smarter than the assistant on your phone.
Very good, sir, but I'm still concerned that the routes will get tiresome and that people will stop doing the events.
Then how about if you make the Brahmin more dynamic? Instead of just running from point A to B, they can walk slowly and the player can smack them on the butt to hurry them up. Players can spend supplies to give them food to make them walk faster because that totally makes economic sense.
That's a great idea, sir, but then the players are just running the same routes faster and they might still get bored.
Okay. Then what if the Brahmin sometimes gets stuck or turns around or walks in a circle or just stands there with a loving expression on its faces? That should mix things up a bit.
Noted, sir, but if we're limiting the area for the routes, we're going to have players' caravans colliding with one another.
That's easy to fix. Don't let more than 3 caravans run at once. That way, even if you wanted to start your own caravan, you might just have to wait or run someone else's caravan for a meager reward instead. It's like getting a job instead of pursuing your dream. More real-world experience. God, we're an amazing company.
Okay, we're almost done. After running a caravan, players can return to the outpost and start another caravan after a short cooldown.
How short?
We were thinking 5 minutes.
That's not going to work. Make it 12 hours.
12 hours? Won't that discourage people from running caravans?
It might. So let's give them an option to start right away, but for 1,200 cats. Call it an insurance fee, but make sure the dialogue from that Marley woman is confusing. Players love confusion. We can have a cooldown period of 100 taps per hour, but make sure you don't tell anyone about it. Let them figure it out. If there's anything that players love more than confusion, it's figuring things out. Besides, they've been complaining that they don't have enough things to spend their caps on, so now they will. That should make them happy and show them that we listen to their feedback.
Okay, sir. I think this has been very helpful. We can get started on it right away.
Read it back to me so I know we're on the same page.
Well, basically, we're going to remake the free range event, except it's going to take longer, cost more, and give rewards that are much, much worse.
Sounds perfect. Shit it.
In the heart of West Virginia, where the shadows creep and sway, lies a land of rusted dreams, where the brave dare not stray. Appalachian, oh, it's a treacherous ride, with dangers untold and nowhere to hide.